Good afternoon from a sweltering hot Pretoria. I am in Pretoria this week attending the UNISA Innovation Festival, and my word, I have not experienced such heat in such a long time. I thought this will be our week to get going on this wonderful little thing that I want to get out to the world, sharing the journey to entrepreneurship and also getting to speak to other entrepreneurs. So far, we're on day 2 of the Innovation Festival. Some incredible entrepreneurial businesses that are coming through, and it really makes one very keen to see how the future will look with some of these businesses. I would say within the next 6 to 18 months, we'll start receiving venture capital funding. It's really a wonderful time to be around, and yeah, let's get it going. I've always had a deep and true love for entrepreneurship, for business, for selling things to people, and for understanding what drives people to actually purchasing any particular item. This has been a thing that I've had since I was a boy, and I've over the years tried to understand it in its foundational form as to what entrepreneurship is about. And this is what I want to discuss in our first episode, to actually understand what is entrepreneurship as opposed to what people assume entrepreneurship to be. In my country, and according to our economy, which is in a dire straits, we've got an unemployment rate in the youth of over 65%. It's touted by our politicians that entrepreneurship is the key to success. How? Because one of the foundational requirements for anyone to be an entrepreneur is to have an understanding of the market that you want to serve. But by their very nature, young people rarely have the skills and experience to go into any form of industry or area of the economy to be experts and create incredible business around it. So I want to explore this. Yes, my talk will a little bit be quite academic, but in all is to give a better representation for the everyday man as to what is entrepreneurship and what is not, what can be done and what cannot be, and also that entrepreneurship is not the tool or the area of expertise or area of life or career that you choose because everything else has failed. It should be something that you want to get into because it is your primary desire to be in that particular thing. So I've had a wonderful week here in Pretoria. I was at the UNISA Innovation Festival. Incredible speakers, incredible entrepreneurs showcasing and pitching their businesses. And all in all, one gets to see how great and robust this economy is if it was given the legs to do so. So I do agree with our lawmakers and our politicians that entrepreneurship sits at the core of development of our economy, but I do not agree with the manner by which they're going about it and also the areas which they are supporting entrepreneurship. So, in modern society, the term entrepreneurship or an entrepreneur has gained immense popularity, often being used interchangeably with business ownership. The biggest celebrities of the day are entrepreneurs. These are the likes of Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Jack Ma, and so many more across the whole of the earth. The funny thing is that celebrities themselves have opted to build entrepreneurial undertakings based on their star power and captured followership. This can be seen in people like Kim Kardashian, Ronaldo and Messi, as well as content creators like Mr. Beast. The world seems to be following a trajectory of entrepreneurial undertaking. To a large extent, the world has become murky as to what an entrepreneur is. But one thing that most people want is fame, and that box entrepreneurship seems to tick in some way, form, or manner. However, entrepreneurship represents a distinct path in the business world, marked by innovation, risk-taking, and an inspiration to scale beyond local markets. Understanding what entrepreneurship truly entails and how it differs from business ownership and lifestyle businesses is crucial for anyone contemplating a foray into the entrepreneurial landscape. It needs to be highlighted that there has never been a time like now where entrepreneurship and venturing is so encouraged and accepted. When I was starting out around 16 years ago, anyone going into entrepreneurship was deemed a failure, unable to secure any formal employment, and clearly deficient of any sort of career path, or at a stage my parents thought I was crazy as hell. In today's society, there has never been a time as this. Even when I ask my own kids about their future plans, they are closer to entrepreneurial undertakings than looking to build traditional careers. This is arguably the golden age of entrepreneurship and economic growth and development per individual. So, maybe let's start at the beginning, trying to define what entrepreneurship is about. So, according to Joseph Schumpeter, one of the many economists that were in our syllabus when we were studying entrepreneurship at varsity, he indicated that an entrepreneur is someone who organizes, manages, and assumes the risk of a business or enterprise. Jean-Baptiste Say, yet another economist, stressed the role of entrepreneur is creating value by moving resources out of less productive areas and into more productive areas. So entrepreneurship in its essence is not just meant to look at the business side of things, but it's more about robust allocation of resources for creating something new and better for the better performance of humanity, improved productivity, and the likes. John Stuart Miller further said that the term entrepreneur to refer to a person who assumes both the risk and the management of a business. In this manner, Mill provided a clearer distinction than Cantillon between an entrepreneur and other business owners, such as shareholders or corporations, who assume financial risk but do not actively participate in the day-to-day running of the firm. So, successful entrepreneurs expand the size of the economic pie for everybody because they look at the holistic picture, assuming the risk, looking at where the resources need to be allocated, and also going out and finding those resources that need to be allocated, whether these resources being individuals who are looking for employment or money that needs a place that a safe haven for investment and the likes. Again, I'm very sorry that I've gone quite native and academic on this, but I want to illustrate that becoming an entrepreneur is not some secondary thought that is without effort or intention, but an intentional undertaking where one wants to mold the future into the vision that you have. At its core, entrepreneurship is the process of identifying a problem or opportunity and creating an innovative solution that generates value, typically through the establishment of a new business venture or some type of structure. Entrepreneurs are characterized by their ability to spot gaps in the market. They take calculated risk and scale their ventures to create significant economic and social impact. All this sounds like nothing that our lawmakers are positioning entrepreneurship or being an entrepreneur in the mind of the common man to be. They make it seem that after all that you have tried and does not come about or work, go for it, build a business, become an entrepreneur. It doesn't work like that. And this, to me, is a personal insult. Furthermore, it needs to be kept in mind that the entrepreneurial journey is not limited to launching startups. It involves building sustainable systems that solve problems for a broader audience. Let's take the development and launch of the Economic Freedom Fighters, which is a left-wing radical youth political party in South Africa. This is a viable political party. This was an entrepreneurial undertaking like no other in our political space. They saw a gap and they filled it for the target audience. They appealed to the narrowly defined target market and that tried to grow within their audience. So this narrow target market was the disenfranchised youth who were unemployed and without potential for a future, who were angry and they wanted change, and they wanted radical change that is outside of the norm, and they attacked that particular target audience, and they put a lot of incredible effort, marketing and stuff like that, and they grew their party's support over the first decade well in that particular target audience. So again, entrepreneurship, it's not just about financial returns or business ventures. It can also be political ventures or philanthropic endeavors. It's all about finding the gap, assuming the risk, and actually going out there and creating something that would be great for humanity or society as a whole. So entrepreneurs in many ways are visionaries who seek to disrupt traditional industries, challenge norms, and expand markets globally. Maybe it was not a smart choice on my part to start this podcast in December when I am as tired as possibly can. My body is shot. My English is not Englishing at the moment, and my thoughts, as crisp as they are, they come in drips and drabs and cloudy at times. So I do ask for your forgiveness in my pronunciations and my sentences. I am tired out of my mind, but hopefully I will get some time to rest over the festive season of 2024, that our successive episodes going into 2025 will be something significantly better. So, and that brings me to our next part in this conversation about what entrepreneurship is and what entrepreneurship is not. I want us to look into the stark differences between someone who is an entrepreneur and someone who is a business owner. Just for reference, I have no beef with any business owners. I am an equal opportunity pundit of enterprise development. I come from parents who are business owners. I love business owners and lifestyle businesses, but it needs to be kept in mind what is an entrepreneur and what is not, because that in itself, I think, is the key to understanding and growing our economy as best as we possibly can. While entrepreneurs are often overlaps, the term entrepreneur overlaps with the whole understanding of a business owner. The two concepts are very distinct from each other, and I'm going to try and explore some of the distinctions and the differences and things like that to give a better understanding of what is an entrepreneur and what is a business owner. What constitutes you to say to people that no, I'm an entrepreneur versus to say I'm a small business owner or medium business or a large business owner, because I've also met incredibly large business owners. Businesses that employ well over 500 people, they're doing incredible industrial stuff, and the people within the organization are happy, they are contributing to society, they are paying taxes, and it's a beautiful system of economic development. But they themselves know that they are not entrepreneurial, they are business owners, and there is nothing wrong with that. So the first part to look at is vision versus stability. Entrepreneurs typically start businesses with a high growth mindset. They aim to scale rapidly, innovate continuously, and enter multiple markets across the planet. Business owners, on the other hand, often prioritize stability and steady income. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with the previous. It's just that entrepreneurs want to go fast, and most instances with the proviso that they would like to exit this business in order to go into something else. So for an entrepreneur, they build businesses in order to make money on the exit. Well, the business owner build businesses to have, or a business to have as an income generating asset well into perpetuity for themselves. One of the things that one can look into as an example of a vision versus stability is if you take your local bakery owner who may focus on serving the community, while an entrepreneur in the food industry might develop a bakery chain to introduce new food technologies to disrupt whatever market is currently up for grabs. Risk appetite is also an aspect that one needs to look at when looking at the different aspects of an entrepreneur versus a business owner. So for entrepreneurs, they thrive on uncertainty and embrace risk as part of their journey, iterating continuously in order to develop a product or a solution that has a clear product market fit. They often operate in uncharted territories where success is uncertain. In contrast, traditional business owners may prefer to minimize risk by operating within familiar markets and industry, operating businesses that are proven to work and have been a mainstay in that ecosystem. And of course, no conversation around entrepreneurship is ever complete without speaking about innovation and the potential for scalability. So maybe before I start, we would need to rationalize what innovation is. So for the process of this particular conversation, let's say we can define innovation as the act of implementing something new or improved into your market, which then means that this new process, product, or service needs to improve and change the status quo. Now, getting back to our conversation, innovation versus scalability for an entrepreneur or a business owner, given now that we know what our definition is for innovation, entrepreneurs are driven by a desire to innovate and create scalable solutions. They leverage technology, unique business models, or groundbreaking products to reach a broader audience. Conversely, many business owners may prioritize operational efficiency and maintaining their existing customer base rather than pursuing exponential growth. We see this also in some of the businesses that started out being entrepreneurial when the founder was running it, and then when a professional manager comes in a decade or two later, it becomes more focused on prioritizing operational efficiency. One of the things that comes to mind is Apple. After the second stint by Steve Jobs when he passed away, the current manager, who is an accountant by training, is very fixated on operational efficiency. I do clap hands that they're sitting on billions and billions of dollars of cash on their balance sheet, but they have fundamentally not created anything since Steve Jobs has passed away, suggesting that now Apple is in a phase where it is merely a business and no longer an entrepreneurial endeavor. I would argue that one needs certain traits, traits and skills, and that all important ingredients to be an entrepreneur is temperament. You cannot be an entrepreneur without having unique skills, a unique perspective, a desire to create something new, a vision to go after it, and more importantly, the temperament to actually endure. Because in the journey, there is a lot that comes your way. In negativity from within, negativity from family, negativity from friendship groups, and just the harsh realities of the market and your product not finding product market fit, and what that means to you from an emotional perspective, mental perspective, as well as, more importantly, financial perspective. So one needs to have a great temperament to be able to roll with the punches that the entrepreneurial undertaking pushes down on you. So some of the key requirements that one would have in order to be an entrepreneur versus a business owner would include things like the ability to solve problems. So entrepreneurs must have a clear vision of what they want to achieve and the ability to identify and solve pressing problems. This involves conducting thorough market research to uncover unmet needs and inefficiencies where they can find a gap into a market. Entrepreneurs need to have a high tolerance for risk and ambiguity. Building an entrepreneurial venture often involves significant financial, emotional, and reputational risk, as I've indicated. Therefore, entrepreneurs must be comfortable navigating uncertainty and have a deep sense of resilience in the face of failure, because that will come. And the true testament of failure is really when you give up. When you learn that something doesn't work a certain way for a particular market, it is just that, a lesson in what not to do in that particular market. But because you save it as a lesson, it gives you the ability that that same tactic could possibly work somewhere else, and if you identify the means or the environment where it could possibly work, that you are able to implement it. No lesson is without value in the long run. Another area of skills that an entrepreneur would need is the ability to have ingenuity and to self-start. At the heart of entrepreneurship lies innovation. Entrepreneurs must think creatively to design solutions, products or services that stand out in the market. If you are not able to do this, you will not be a successful entrepreneur. If you are not able to make dots that are traditionally not seen as aligning to align, you will not be able to be a successful entrepreneur. If you are not able to see that which other people are not able to see, you will not become a successful entrepreneur. So it's very important that you are able to link dots that don't traditionally come up, and in order to find those inefficiencies in the market and those gaps in the markets that you can go in and take advantage of in a very positive way. You need to have the ability to network and build relationships. Establishing connections with investors, mentors, industry experts, and customers is critical for an entrepreneur. Strong networks open doors to funding, partnerships, and valuable advice. So you need to be able to put yourself out there and actually go out and speak to people. You need to have a strong ability to lead and to build teams. Successful entrepreneurs are effective leaders who can inspire and manage diverse teams. They must create a strong company culture, delegate responsibilities, and as well as align their team's efforts with the business vision. So it's important to be able to play with others. It's important to be able to lead and lead from the front, where others can see that you are in the trenches with them as opposed to barking orders at them. And one of the other important things to consider is that as an entrepreneur, you need to be adaptable. Entrepreneurs often face rapidly changing market conditions. Being adaptable and willing to pivot when necessary is a key trait to successful entrepreneurs. As one mentor once said to me, well, this is well over a decade ago, Yongama, you cannot ride a dead horse. You cannot beat a dead horse. Just let go. And at the time, it was a horrible thing to be told. I was knee deep in debt in a business that was going nowhere. But when I look back now, had I not gotten off that dead horse, I would still be trying to ride it now, being miserable, broke, and probably without a wife, because only up to a certain extent can any spouse, male or female, endure the indignation of you not achieving the kind of success financially that comes with the family being protected financially and income flowing. So it's also very important that you are adaptable and you are able to go about and decide, you know what, this is not working. Either I need to find another way of doing this, or I need to get out of this and find something else that I can do. And all of that is also part of being an entrepreneur and not a business owner. All in all, a lifetime of daily grind, perseverance, and on many occasions, incredible divine luck in the greatest form. One is able to look back at the journey and attest that you were able to inflict onto the world your viewpoint. Because one of the incredible things as an entrepreneur, you want to build something where there was nothing before. To be able to look back and say, you know what, I influenced the world. And that gives you such a sense of achievement far beyond the businesses and successes and all of those things that you will build. And it's important that you understand that whatever viewpoint that you bring to the world, to be as good as humanly possible. We've got enough negativity in the world and we do not need more. So more of the good is better for us all as humanity. Entrepreneurship is a dynamic and transformative journey that goes beyond merely owning a business. It demands vision, resilience, and a relentlessness drive to innovate and scale. While traditional business ownership and lifestyle businesses serve important roles in the economy, entrepreneurship uniquely focuses on creating scalable solutions that address broad market needs and drive societal progress. For aspiring entrepreneurs out there, the journey involves embracing risk, cultivating the right skills, and pursuing opportunities with a growth-orientated mindset. As globalization and technology continues to reshape industries, entrepreneurship will remain a vital force for innovation, economic development, and personal fulfillment. Whether you're launching in a tech startup or creating a disruptive product, understanding principles of entrepreneurship is the first step towards making a lasting impact. The whole point of this platform, Confessions of a Recovering Entrepreneur, is to get to the core of what entrepreneurial development is, to allow us to be frank and to speak truth about this process, about this journey, and what it takes in order to be as successful as humanly possible within it. And on that note, this concludes our first official episode. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you that I can embark on this journey with you, knowing that nothing comes from doing nothing. So taking this first step with you in hope that we'll have many thousands of steps that we cover together. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy Call.